Rush Duel is a fast-paced spin-off game of Yu-Gi-Oh! Where you can summon as many monsters as you want and draw up to 5 cards each turn. In this series, me and the TheDrAlex progress through each Rush Duel product release and build decks with whatever cards were available at that time. We have been drafting characters from the Yu-Gi-Oh! 7's anime and have exclusive access to those characters' boss monsters, and will continue to draft characters from the Yu-Gi-Oh! Go Rush series. Join us as we continue to battle it out in this series, Rush Duel Character Draft. Fortissimo of the Whirlwinds was released on October 8th, 2022, and introduces 4 new Go Rush anime characters. Ran is a new plant-type duelist who uses various Shadow Flower cards, but hasn't used any boss monsters during the Go Rush anime yet. We have decided to associate the plant-type monsters in this set with her for drafting purposes. Ran introduces Neoplandish, a 2500 attack plant monster that can send the bottom card of your deck to the graveyard to gain trap destruction immunity, and if a plant was sent to the grave, it also gains 700 attack. She also brings Doshin Kaika, the Shadow Flower Full Moon, a level 8 plant fusion monster that can send the top 3 cards of the deck to grave to allow one plant monster to attack directly this turn and set one Shadow Flower stance from grave. She also brings Javelin Ducks, the Shadow Flower Piercer, a 2800 attack plant fusion monster that can destroy one face-up monster on their opponent's field and set one Shadow Flower return from the grave. I will be taking London and Ran, while Alex will take Rovian, George, and Salvage Warfish. So this is the deck we're bringing to today's game. This is plants, specifically these Shadow Flowers. So this is an interesting deck. We typically have not done very well with the plants in the past, but we're going to give them another go. They got some new support this set, which hopefully makes them a little bit stronger. So the boss monster of the deck, and our new kind of big boss, is our Javelin Ducks, the Shadow Flower Piercer. So made using Gatling and Lindo, which is the same materials used to make our Flower Stealth Submarine, but this time we make a 2800 attack monster that can destroy a face-up monster in your opponent's field, then you can set a Shadow Flower Return from the graveyard to your spell or trap zone. So Return is the trap card that when an opponent's monster declares an attack, specifically a direct attack, we can shuffle 3 plant-type monsters from our graveyard into the deck, destroy the attacking monster, then if you destroy the monster by this effect, you can special summon 1 plant-type monster from your graveyard to your field in face-up attack position. So it can be a very, very powerful blowout card, but requires Alex to direct attack us and then for us to pop one of his monsters, so we have to have a bunch of plants in the graveyard as well. So the other new fusion monster we got is Doshin Kaika, the Shadow Flower Full Moon. So this is made using Gekka and Lindo, and has the effect we can send the top 3 cards of a deck to the graveyard to 1 face-up plant monster on the field, can attack directly this turn, and also we can set Shadow Flower Stance. This is the one that changes Alex's monsters to defense mode. So some interesting new boss monsters in here. So we go over the card by card for the deck. We have a new plant 1500 attacker in Bean Soldier Jersey. Obviously Alex used this last week, but it's pretty good for us. We have the 1400 vanilla and Bean Soldier. We have Lindo, who is our 1400 defender, but also is most of our fusion material since he's used in all of our fusions. We are on Kurabana, which is a 1300 defender. We're on a new 1500 defender, which is Dahlia, the Sprouting Shadow Flower. So vanilla, 300 attack, 1500 defense. We're on 3 copies of Garland. This is in here basically just to be a 2500 attacker. It's pretty good just for that reason alone. We're on a new boss monster in Neoplandish. So this is a 2500 attack Earth Plant. We can send the bottom card of our deck to the graveyard this turn. This card cannot be destroyed by your opponent's trap card effects. Can be a very, very powerful effect if Alex is on a lot of destruction traps. Also, if you sent a plant-type monster to your graveyard to meet this requirement, this card gains 700 attack, so it goes up to 3,200, which is a very, very relevant number. Attacking over 3,000 can be pivotal in some of these matchups. We're on 3 copies of Gatling. This can pop monsters, but we have to discard normal monsters, which is why we're on so many normal monsters. And is also half of our fusion. We're on 3 copies of Gekka, again half of our fusion, but also this is a 1 card to tribute if we want to get out one of our boss monsters. We're on 3 copies of Acacia, the Shadow Flower Priestess. This card is very good for getting Alex's life points if he just ends up setting a bunch of cards. If we have a face at level 7 or higher plant-type monster on our field, we can change a defense position monster on Alex's field to attack position and then gain life points by that monster's attack. We're on 2 copies of Star Restart. This is primarily a fusion deck, so having a way to get our fusion out is very, very powerful. We can use this to recycle fusion and to bring back one of our normal monsters, which is primarily going to be Lindo. 3 copies of fusion, again we're on a fusion deck. Monster Reborn, this card is always going to be very pivotal in fusion decks because we can bring back the fusion monster itself, or we can bring back one of the high-level fusion materials, such as Gatling. Then we're on 3 copies of Shadow Flower Strike and 2 copies of Shadow Flower Return. These are in here because they are pretty powerful traps, and our new boss monsters also support them, so we're going to play them regardless. In the side deck, we have 3 copies of Invading Nature, our spell trap removal. We'll bring these in if we feel that we need them. 2 copies of a new card, Shadow Flower Wish. So if you have a plant type monster in your graveyard, send 2 face-up plant type monsters from your field to the graveyard. Special summon 1 plant type monster from your graveyard face up to your field. So this can be good. You basically use this card to allow you to tribute a monster from the graveyard onto your field by tributing 2 monsters. I'm not sure about this card, to be honest. It just seems like a worse monster reborn in a lot of ways, and it's quite a heavy investment. 3 cards to get out 1 card from the graveyard. I'm not super feeling it, but we might bring it in if we feel that we want to. Star Restart, in case we feel it again, we just need to turbo our fusions even harder. 2 copies of Forest. This is in here basically if Alex is on monsters that primarily have 2500 attack. We already have a lot of boss monsters that had 2500 attack ourselves, so using this we can make them 27, which does make them difficult to deal with, and Alex will have to use other cards from his hand and effects to deal with our monsters. We're on the 3rd copy of Return, 3 copies of Hard Defense Mission, again, just a really powerful removal trap, and then 3 copies of Cross Sword Deathmatch. So when our Earth attribute monster is destroyed by an opponent's attack, we can inflict damage to our opponent equal to the number of Earth attribute normal monsters. So we have a lot of Earth attribute normal monsters in this deck, so this seems like a no-brainer. This is specifically only good though if Alex is on the monsters himself, because if you inflict damage to your opponent by this effect, you can destroy 1 face-up normal monster your opponent controls. So we will bring this in if Alex brings, for example, like a Light Galaxy deck. We can just bring this in and have a way to deal with his Galactica Oblivion, which is always a massive thorn in our side. So this is the deck. We're feeling a bit shaky on it, to be honest. Our win rate with plants has not been the greatest, and Alex still has some very, very powerful decks left in his disposal, such as Dragons, such as Light Galaxy, such as Dark Galaxy, and all of those decks have very, very high win rates and very, very powerful, and have typically been very hard for us to deal with. But I do feel this new support is pretty good, so we'll have to see how we can do in the games. So let's fire on in and see which of those decks Alex is bringing. Remind me, what did we play last week, Mr. Alex?
I was on jerseys.
Yep, with your Blacklisters.
You played spellcasters.
Mm-hmm. And we had a really good back and forth considering the matchup, I think. Your Blackluster Soldier, Envoy of the Drying, was very, very powerful, I feel. I don't know how good he's going to be overall, because obviously he has some specific requirements about having monsters with 500 defense, so you can't just like slot him into anything. But he's a pretty cool boss monster, I think. And spellcasters just be doing spellcaster things, really. You know, there's not much to say about that. I fill up a graveyard, I big bungus attack and slap for big damage. So yeah. But this week we have some new decks, and we have some options, right? I have a couple of different decks I could have brought. Some of them with a lot more new cards compared to some others. You, on the other hand, I think have a ton of different decks you could bring that all got new support in this set, but very minimal support for each, if I recall correctly. I think you have like 1 or 2 new cards for Dark Galaxy, a handful of cards for Light Galaxy, 1 or slightly more for Dragons and Pyros.
Yeah. 1 new Fiend, 1 new Sea Serpent.
Yeah, I mean, yes, exactly. So we could be... There are so many different ways that you could go, and so it feels very restricted in what I can bring. But regardless of what you brought, I am pretty excited for this game. The deck I brought is one that traditionally hasn't been too good for me, but I'm always hopeful. I'm always thinking I can try and improve and do better, and I don't like blaming the deck, so I'm going to try and do better with this deck this week.
Okay.
And see if I can't take the win. So let's fire on in and see what we've both brought.
They are.
This is a fight. I guess I'll go first. I do like going first. I know you started like going second more, but I see you still like going first. All right. We will start by normal summoning my Kurabana the Shadow Flower Wolf, which should immediately give away what I'm on.
Ah, nice.
Then I will normal summon Bean Soldier. I will then tribute both to summon out Garland the True Shadow Flower Ninja. And then a new support card I got you might be familiar with. It's Bean Soul Jersey.
Wait a minute.
Yeah, you only get exclusive access to the boss monsters, my friend. I still get access to the weenies.
Okay, well, my first move.
You always open this goddamn card.
It's not helped me.
Good.
That's
I hope we don't pass on this. That would be very sad. Okay, so presumably this is Light Galaxy, since this is a Light Galaxy not Synthetic Riven. It's also Transamic Rhino, but I suppose you could technically play this in Dark Galaxy if you wanted to. So still not guaranteed that we know what you're on. This is where things get a little bit tricky. So, do I summon this or do I just summon this? I think I'm just going to summon this. So I'm going to normal summon my Acacia, the Shadow Flower Priestess, and I can activate her effect and change your monster into face-up attack position and increase my life points by not equal to its attack. What the hell is this? Galactica Tabula Rasa. Send one spell card from your hand to the graveyard. Return one card for your opponent's spell and trap zone to the owner's hand. Then you can make one face-up level 7 or lower monster with 2500 or more attack. Which, fortunately, I have a level 8 monster, so it wouldn't have worked on him. Lose 25. Ooh. So that's yeah. So it has to be a level 7 with 2500 or more. So there's a lot of normal monsters that I think are exactly those stat lines. And obviously there are some level 7s, but a lot of the 2500s are 8s. So I wonder how many cards it actually affects. That's still an interesting card. Just making it basically hit 0 attack is really, really good. Well, I only have the one back row, unfortunately. But we will go straight to battle. Let's see if you have anything to stop my Garland's attack. I didn't think you would. We potentially have something here.
Oh, from your hand or graveyard, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay, so this will let you summon a high-level monster, or high-attack monster. Okay, I can't do anything about that.
Galactica Oblivion.
Well, I have to get an end phase here, which kind of sucks, but it's not the end of the world. Now, the problem here is you have so many powerful spell cards. You have the one that can change me to defense and give you piercing. You have the one that just boosts your attack by a shit ton. That everything is scary while this boy's on the board.
Bright Sentinel.
Okay, Bright Sentinel's pretty cool.
Amnesia. Rhynac.
Okay, big boys.
Tribute them for another Oblivion.
Yeah, I think this is definitely the correct play. Get the Oblivions at your hand. Okay, so we do trade. That tells me your back row might not be very good. Ooh, that's interesting. No, this is totally the play. Alright, we will normal summon my Gekka, the Shadow Flower Beauty. We're going to fire for effect. And I will add, I guess, Soul Jersey to hand. Then I will tribute both and summon out my Gatling, the Shadow Flower Shinobi. Following this, we will normal summon Lindo, the Shadow Flower Warrior. Oh, Nebula Power. So that just attack points, right? Okay, that's fine then. So I will then activate Fusion. And I will show you my new boss monster.
Oh, right, yeah, they got a new...
And he's a level 9, so he's one of the good fusions. So this has the requirement of none, and I can destroy one face-up monster in your opponent's field. So I'll go ahead and do that.
Wow.
Get out of here. Then I suppose I will just be normal summoning Bean Soul Jersey. And we'll try and get in for 15. And we will try and get in for 28. And then we pass.
Yeah.
So can I destroy face-up monsters? So if you just have a bunch of defenses, I can't do anything. You'd think with a name like Shadow Flower Piercer, he'd have piercing, but I can see why that might be too good.
Mm-hmm. Okay, set this. Normal summon.
A good one, right? Add a Light Galaxy attribute normal monster from your graveyard to your hand. Oh, he takes the big boy, which means he already has tribute fodder in hand.
Astro Soldier.
Is this one of the new ones?
Yeah, he's new.
Go to equip with an equip spell card. Gain 700. I don't even remember. I know you have an equip spell. I could not tell you what it does. But an equip spell actually right now would be exactly what you need to get over this, I think.
Good battle. Be over the bean.
Goodbye, Bean. Okay. Okay, we have stuff, don't we? We will... I think we'll start by just activating the effect of my piercer. We'll get rid of this. Then,
Oof.
we will activate Star Restart. I'll bring back Lindo. Oh, actually, this was a massive misplay. Oh well, this is fine. Misplays are fine too. I will... Normal summon. Behold, it is Dahlia, the sprouting shadow flower. There's a new card. Then my misplay will become apparent when I tribute both of my monsters to summon the other Gatling, but now no longer have the Lindo Diffuse. We'll set to go to battle, and I guess we'll try for game. So swing Gatling and then try and continue. Oh. Alright, I do feel though that that is not indicative of how the rest of this match is going to go. Obviously you didn't draw your new equip spell or many of your new cards at all really, so we'll see how this goes in the next game.
I'm going first.
Okay. Let's see what you've got for me.
Okay, I need to empty hand, so... And then.
Okay. Ooh, that is not a very good draw, unfortunately. So we'll set 2. I think the play is going to be to set this in defense and pass.
Okay. Well, I will. Tribute normal summon.
Okay.
Pop off a Universe Storm.
Does my Shadow Flower stance?
Set 2.
Ooh, straight to battle.
Sin.
Was being soldier. Oh, this hand is so close, but so far. Okay. We will set. Set. Then... I think we're going to tribute both to summon out Gatling. Set another back row. Then we're going to go straight to battle here. And I'm just going to try and attack over. And then we'll pass. Unfortunately, 2000 attack is not super useful.
Okay. I got 1, 2. Papa Galactica Force.
Okay.
Okay, that's 3. Okay.
So they are now big enough.
Papa Universe Storm.
Oh, you got the stance again. That would have been really, really good here.
You have one, so I'm going to do it. Use Galactica Zyphos.
If your opponent has a face at level 7 or 8 monster on their field, equip this card. So one face at Galaxy to your field. The equipped monster gains attack equal to the number of face-up normal monsters on your field times 300. If the equipped monster is Galactica Oblivion, it gains 1,000 more. Okay.
That'll...
Well, there's 800. And there's 22. So 3,000 damage to the dome doesn't feel great. Do we get some good draws? Oh, we can play the game. Actually, no, entirely depends on what your background is to us. We actually get to play the game. Alright, I will set. I'll tribute both and summon Gatling.
I'm gonna pop a Nebula Power.
Okay. I will normal summon my Lindo. We'll activate Fusion. And we got to summon this one, even though the other one's probably better in this situation. We'll get rid of the one that's equipped. Go straight to battle, and then see if you have a combat trick. And then we'll pass. Yeah, interestingly, this is the second monster that can be made using Gatling and Lindo. The other one's the submarine, if you remember that one.
Vaguely, yeah.
The old stealth submarine.
My only option here is to set an end.
Okie dokie.
Okay.
I'm going to normal summon out Gekka. Fire of her effect. So I can grab any of these I want. So I will grab Rindo. Next, I will... How do I want to do this? Is there a better way to do this? I don't think there is. Not without just ending with a load of cards in hand. So I'm going to... Oh no, I suppose this is still better. Right, I'm going to summon out another Gekka. Fire off Gekka's effect. And add... I guess I'll add just another window. Now tribute both to summon out Gatling... Not Gatling, this is Garland. Garland. Then we will also summon out Beansole Jersey. Set a back row. Go to battle. How greedy do we want to get? We'll go with this one. 25. 15. And 28. And then we will pass back.
Oh, that's... No, that's game.
Oh, what did you have in hand?
3 7s, 2 trap cards.
Oh, that's a shame. Well, do you want to play game 3?
Yeah.
Alright, let's fire on into game 3.
I will go second.
Okay. Back to the second strat. This hand's a little weird. I will set 2. How am I playing this is the question. Don't know. I think I am. I'm going to tribute 2 to set a monster.
Okay.
And I think I'm just going to end it there.
Well, so okay, I'm gonna...
There aren't many things I would tribute 2 to put in defense, so...
Activate our effect.
So it can attack twice.
Oof. Never mind.
Unfortunately, to use his effect, I need to send 2 plant-type normal monsters. And I can tell you right now, I do not have 2 plant-type normal monsters. The question becomes, is it worth putting him in attack mode? He does get beaten by, like, everything that you have. Like, an equip spell would beat him, any kind of boost would beat him. Tributing Galactica Oblivion beats him. I guess I'll do this. I will normal summon Gekka. We'll fire off Gekka. We'll grab back Dahlia. I'll set and then tribute 2 to summon out Garland. I'm going to set 2 back row. Are we changed to attack? Yeah, we'll change to attack. Then I will attempt to attack over your Transamu Jirai. And then we'll see if we can't get over Rainak. Then we'll pass.
Okay. Well, flip up Astro Soldier.
Okay.
Pop one of the back row.
You got Shadowflower Return. Unfortunately, it works on direct attacks.
And then Shadow Sentinel. Tribute 2.
He's here.
Bright Sentinel.
Oh, no.
Galactica Force. Yeah.
This is an interesting one, though, because your Bright Sentinel... Oh, he gets just big enough. Just big enough. Okay, yeah, so you just clean up the board easy.
About all.
And then I take my trap, which turns my guys to defense. No, I don't have anything. This is a really funky hand I've just drawn. Does it accomplish literally anything? I have the weirdest out to your board. No, that doesn't even out your board. What do I do with this? What is the play? Alright, I think I have to set 2. And then I'm going to normal summon Bean Soldier and pass.
Ooh.
No reason. Don't read too much into it.
Okay.
Just look at how angry Bean Soldier is.
What you got here?
Damn it. Okay, you got what?
Right Sentinel.
You've got 5,500 on board, minus my 14. So you've got 4,100 currently.
Odd. Right.
Right.
Not
5,000.
enough? Yeah.
Oh, my guy's going to give you a boost. So it'll be 900 towards him. Okay, I'm not dead, but I'm not healthy. I'm just glad you did not have your equip spell here.
Yeah. An extra 1k on top of number of normal monsters.
Does this do it? Alright, I'm going to normal summon out Gekka. Activate Gekka. Bring back the bean. I will then set and tribute 2 to summon out Gatling. Then we're going to summon out Lindo before activating Fusion. I mean, I think here we have to go for the submarine, you know? We've already summoned the other one twice. So we can fire a submarine and just pop both you guys. What are you on? 53.
Oh.
Oh, did you have something that you thought you could use?
No, I forgot how bullshit the submarine is.
Yeah, he only pops level 6 or higher, but unfortunately you did have 2 level 6 or higher. So this is 28. So that means you'd be left on 25. I don't know what else you have in there, but I'm going to try for Monster Reborn. And we'll guess we'll just bring back Garland. Then we'll see what we can do with it.
Yeah, no, that's game.
Oh, yeah, the submarine is ridiculous.
That's a bullshit.
Oh yeah. Well, I think the other thing is I think my win rate, on the plants has been awful. So I am very surprised that I managed to take out Galaxy, which I think is one of your strongest decks. But I think this is not the average outcome of this. I think you did get rather unlucky in a lot of these games. For example, you never found your Equip Spell and Galactica Oblivion together, which, I mean, I would be able to out it with a lot of the destruction effects I've got, but a lot of the time I think if you find those 2 cards together, you could probably just kill me outright. Because that's always the scary thing of the Galaxies, is that you're able to, for example, change one of my monsters to defense, give a guy piercing, give it like a 900 boost, and then if you also slap down the Equip Spell as well, that's now an extra like 1,900 attack possibly, which is just enough to completely dome me in 1 turn, which is completely insane. Unfortunately, we only got to see your Equip Spell once, but it does seem pretty cool. It's a bit more generic than the Spellcaster one, which obviously can only equip to 7's Road. but yours does have a beneficial effect if you equip it to Oblivion, which is pretty cool. If I remember, it's just attack point boost, right? It doesn't give any kind of protection like.
No protection, but you have to have a 7 or 8 on the field for me to equip it.
Yeah, that is a weird restriction.
Kind of shit.
Yeah, I guess it's to stop you from just OTKing your opponent really easily, because it is a lot of attack points. That's kind of what the Light Galaxy deck does, right? It just funnels a shit ton of attack points on things. As for the Shadow Flowers, I do like some of this new support they got. Unfortunately, I didn't get to show off too much of it. We also got a new boss monster, which I was running 3 of. It's called like Plant Dish or something. Unfortunately, we just didn't draw it in any of the games, which is a bit of a shame. But there's always future games. We'll play more Rush, and I'm sure the plants will make a resurgence then. But yeah, you got any thoughts on either of our decks?
No, they're good.
Yeah, I mean, it was pretty much
monsters.
Yeah, standard kind of beatdown. I think that's the thing, right? A lot of the other decks we brought. So for example, I brought the fairies before. We got a shit ton of support for them, and that meant that playing the deck felt like it was kind of fresh. It felt like it was a new spin on it, right? Whereas these decks felt like we got like sprinkles of cards, which is it's nice to update them, but it's not like a completely fresh experience, right? It's not like we're playing with a brand new archetype or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, GG, man.
GG.